Hello guys, I'm the Ember and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a password generator in Python. So let's jump into it. This is the finished result. You just need to put the password length in here. So I'm going to do 12. You can click generate password. Generates a random password. You can click generate again, generate another one. You can click include numbers and then generate a password, and the password will have numbers in it. You can include special characters, and now the password is a very hard to break password. The password is being copied to clipboard. You click OK, and let's jump into the coding. Okay, so I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code, which is a coding editor, and I'm going to have the link in the description to download it. So we're just going to go over to this little extensions button, and you need to type in Python, and then once it's loaded, we're going to click the very top result, and make sure it says by Microsoft, because that's the actual Python. And then you're just going to click install, but mine's already installed, so I don't need to do that. Just close that. Okay, so now we're going to click new file, Python file. I'm just going to save this, so Control S, save this to wherever you want. So I'm just going to save it to my desktop, and then we can start coding. We're going to need to install a few modules. You can press the Windows button on the keyboard, or the Windows button down here in the corner. You can type CMD for command prompt. If you're on Mac, you can do Control spacebar, then type in terminal. Then we're going to type pip. If you're on Mac, type pip3. But if you're on Windows, just type pip, and then install. And then we're going to do Customtkinter. Enter. Mine's going to say requirement already satisfied, because I've already downloaded Customtkinter. Then we're going to need to do pip install and paperclip, and click enter. Mine's already downloaded, so we won't need to worry about that. And then we can just close it. Okay, so first off, we're going to type in import Customtkinter, import string, and we're going to import random, import paperclip, and we're going to do from tkinter import message box. Okay, so we're going to make a function by typing def, defining a function, and the function is going to be generate password. We're just going to type generate password, brackets, and then a colon. And as we go along, see how there's a little one icon here? You can just press Control then S to save it, and that means it's saved. Okay, so now we're going to type password length equals int for integer, and then we're going to type length entry dot get, and then more brackets. If you're wondering why there's a little squiggly yellow line, that means length entry is not defined, which means we haven't made length entry yet. That doesn't matter because we're going to make it later. Okay, so we're going to type password underscore chars, which stands for characters, space, and equals string, so like that, dot ASCII, and then letters. So this is just defining characters to use in the password. Okay, so we're going to do if include numbers dot get brackets and then colon. This bit's a bit complicated, so just bear with me. Password chars, so select chars, And then we're going to do plus equals string and then dot digits. Okay, so this is a bit complicated, but it'll be done pretty soon. And we won't need to do too much more complicated stuff after this. So now we're going to do if include. So if include special chars. So chars stands for characters again. And then get brackets colon. And then we're going to type password chars plus equals string punctuation. Okay, so that was a little bit confusing, but we won't need to do too much more confusing stuff. This generate function is a bit confusing, but after this, it'll be pretty easy on from there. Okay, so now we're going to write a little bit of code that generates a password with the desired length. We're going to type password equals, then we're going to do inverted commas, then dot join, and then random, like that, dot choice, and then password length, sorry, not password length, password chars, and then for I in range, and then more brackets, password length. So this basically is just generating a password with the password characters and with the password length that the user has chosen. I'm just going to update the label that displays the generated password. So password and then underscore label like that, dot configure, and then brackets text equals password like that. Whoops, word. Okay, so there's a lot of things that we haven't defined yet, but we're going to define them a little bit later. Okay, so now we're going to make a new function called copy password. This function is pretty easy, so just going to get into it. So def copy password brackets colon and then password, whoops, password equals password label like that, dot CGET, and then bracket and inverted commas, and then text in there. Okay, and then we're going to do paperclip.copy password. So paperclip.copy password. Whoops, in brackets password. Okay, and then we're just going to use message box. Message box is when, I'll just give you an example here. When you press copy password, this is what the message box function does. It pops up a little message box here. And then we're just going to click OK. So that's what message box does. And we're going to do show info. And then the info we're going to show is password copied. Like that. Then go outside of the inverted commas, do a comma, then do more inverted commas and write the password has been copied to clipboard. Just like that. And then we're going to go down 2 lines, and then we're going to create the main window. So, root equals tk dot ctk, like that, and then brackets. Okay, so we just forgot something. We're going to need to go back up to the top, and we're going to import Customtkinter as tk. Okay, so that will fix this. And then we're going to make the root title. The root title is this right here. That's the root title. You can call it whatever you want, but I'm going to call it password generator. So root dot title, like that. Then in brackets, we're going to write password, and I'm just going to write gen, short for generator. Then we're going to set the geometry of the window, root.geometry, brackets, and we're going to do 400 by 320. I'm going to go down again. We're just going to set the default color theme. So the color theme is this here. So if we want to, we can make the color theme green for this. So we just need to set the color theme to blue. So Customtkinter dot set default color theme. No, actually we need to do tk dot set color theme to blue. You can make this green if you want. I'm actually going to make it green. And then we're going to create the label for the password. We're going to create the label for the password length box. Okay, so length underscore label equals tk dot ctk, like that, and then label, like that. Then in brackets, we want to put it to the root window. So we're going to write root, comma, and we want some text above it. We want the text above it to say password length, just like that. And then comma, and the font will equal brackets and Arial, comma 14. By the way, I have the link to the code in the description, so you can go copy the code if you want to. And then length label dot pack. We want to pack it to the screen. Now we're going to create the checkbox for the including numbers. So this is this checkbox here. Okay. So include underscore numbers equals tk dot over brackets, and then number underscore check, which stands for checkbox, or you can just write checkbox like that, but I'm just going to write check equals tk dot ctk, and then checkbox, like that. And we want this on the root window, so the text we want to be include numbers, and then after that we're going to do a comma. The font we want to be exactly the same as this, so you can basically just copy this like that and plop that in here. And then we want to pack it to the screen, so number check dot pack, brackets at the end. And there's one thing I forgot in here. You need to do pad and then y. So this is just going to give it some padding between there. So if there was no padding, they would literally just be touching each other, and we want a little bit of padding between the two. So we're going to do pad y equals 10. You can do that here as well. Pad y equals 10. Okay. So now we need to create a checkbox for the special characters. So we can just copy this here and put it down here. Instead of include numbers, we're going to write include special chars, so like that. Whoopsie. And then we're just going to equal tk.boolean var. And then we're going to write special check, which just stands for special checkbox, equals tk.ctk. And then checkbox, we want it to be on the root window. We want the text to be equal to include special characters. Oops, like that. Comma, and we can copy this font again. And then we're going to do include special chars. And for the one above, we're going to do a comma and variable include numbers. Okay, so we need to pack this to the screen like this. Special underscore check dot pack brackets pad y equals 10, not 20, 10. And then we're going to create a button to generate the password. So we can call this gen button equals tk dot ctk and button brackets. We want it to be on the root window. We want the text to be equal to generate password, like that, comma. Again, we want the font to be Arial 14, so we can copy that again. Delete the spaces, comma, and the command, we want the command to be generate password, which is this right here. So it's going to be running this function when we click this button. And then gen underscore button dot pack brackets pad y equals 10. I'm going to make the last button, which is copy password. I'm just going to make that copy button equal tk dot ctk button. We want it to be on the root window. The text we want to be equal to copy password, like that. The font again, we want it to be exactly the same. So copy that again. The command, like that, will be equal to copy and then password. And we need to pack it to the screen. So copy password, copy button dot pack. And then pad y equals 10. Okay, so now we need to run the main event loop. So root dot main loop brackets. Okay, so it looks like we missed one thing right here, which is the password label. So we can just copy this password label, put it in there, and then that's going to be equal to tk dot ctk label, like that. We want it to be on the root window, and we want the text to be equal to nothing because we're going to input the text, and the font exactly the same for these, except we want the font to be 16 this time, not 14. And then password label dot pack, and then pad y equals 10. Okay, so that should be it. Now we can go up to the little run button here, click run. So we're going to click generate password, and we get an error in line 9, length entry is not defined. Okay, so that error is saying that this is not defined, and what we need to do, just go to here and type in length. So we can just copy this length entry, just copy length entry, put it in here, and that's going to be equal to tk.ctk, then entry. We want it to be on the root window. We want the font to be the same as normal. So Arial 14. And we're just going to pack to the screen. length entry dot pack pad y equals 10. Save and run. Okay. Just need to close this first. Run it again. Okay, so we're gonna test this out. 12. Generate password. Perfect. Generates a password. Include numbers. Perfect. It includes numbers. Includes special characters. And it includes special characters. Copy password. Password has been copied to clipboard. Now if I try to paste, you can see it's right there. Let me do that again. Perfect. Okay, so that's our finished password generator. The finished code will be in the description. You can go ahead and copy that if you have some sort of mistake that you can't fix, or if you want to just test it out. And I hope you learned something and had some fun. And please subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one.